Go Blue, everyone. A stunning development in Signgate breaking over the last 24 hours. And it's Oklahoma week, showdown in Norman coming up Saturday. It's all coming up next on Michigan Wolverines Live. And here we go with Oklahoma week here at Michigan Wolverines Live, episode 215. My name's John Diadamo, and I'm going to take you through the next hour and a half or so. Join us here on YouTube is our primary source. We're also on Twitch. We're also on X for at least 15 minutes, but if you're on X, you want to hop over to YouTube within 15, 20 minutes because we're going to shut X down after that. We just like giving X a sneak preview. Also, we sound good on audio. Check us out at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, and iHeart on your commutes as you're driving to Zingerman's or wherever, the Brown Jug, and you want to listen to our show, Apple, Spotify, Amazon, iHeart. Leave a rating or review. As you come in, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, share with a friend. Everybody who shares with a friend, shares this YouTube link out, will help us blow this thing up. And of course, send a super chat for your comment or question to be read on screen. To help us kind of get through the Kenneth Grant tracker and also in general talk about why you should subscribe and just to give their first thoughts on things. As always, we got my partner in crime, TJ Ronin, in the house. How you doing, TJ? Go Blue.
Doing good, bro. Taking in the news that broke last night. We'll get into it here in a minute, but yeah, man, just doing the damn thing, getting ready for Oklahoma, fiending for football. I've already watched the New Mexico game twice, and I need more. I'm fiending for it, man. So let's Saturday can't come soon enough.
I'm with you there, and we already have some folks. We got GT asking a question. Who's had the worst weekend? Arch Manning, Joey V's Gmail inbox, or Bill Belichick? That's a really tough call there. Probably not Bill Belichick because it's his first game.
Dude, all three of those are pretty damn bad right now.
Yeah. Probably Joey V's
I'll tell you this. They're all feeling it. I'll say that. They're all having a tough time right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, that game, I was really thinking with the UNC game, hey, Belichick's got something here. Freddie Kitchens, he's turning things around on offense. They scored right away, and then so anything can happen in football. Drufus with the $1.99 saying go Blue, Drufus. We got Lucky Dog just became a YouTube member. and I'm going to find out right now which tier by going over to YouTube. And it is Those Who Stay Will Be Champions. So thank you, Lucky Dog. That's a great tier to be in. Really appreciate that. And enjoy your emojis and all the other stuff. Bull is here. TJ getting recognition from all of Michigan elites. 1.5K. Damn. That's right. The Dave Portnoy happened to come.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, it was a bit of a celebrity status day today. I'll say I had Terrell Wan, Dave Portnoy, and I even got I won't mention who it was, but I got a pretty cool follow today. So
just
doing the game thing, bro. And shout out to the community too, because they've been repping, man. They're trying to get me on some of these shows like Busting with the Boys. I mean, that'd be cool. You know, we'll see. You know, you never know. But end of the day, appreciate the community. Appreciate you guys supporting us. It means a lot.
Absolutely. Detective Loki in the house with the 5. Benedict Velasquez's lasting legacy in football is lying to get an innocent man fired. Oh, man, do we have a lot to cover. Detective Loki. But I appreciate that. Before we dive into our main kind of first breaking news topic, we do want to give thanks to our friends at the Win Agency who support us, and they are the official sponsor of Michigan at the Voice of College Football for the entire 2025 season, all 3 shows this season. So we really appreciate they loved the sponsorship last year. They're coming back and working on all of our shows. At Win Agency, we try to make things as simple as possible. We now have 2 self-service options available on our website. Check out the links in the chat and in the description section of the video to run your own health insurance and life insurance quotes. This service is available 24/7, 365. 2026 plan prices will be available in November. If you have any needs for health and life insurance, think about Win Agency, because they have been an awesome supporter of our channel. And so literally, if you or you know anybody, let's give them some love.
Yeah, absolutely. Win Agency is the agency for every Michigan. Hey, listen, it is the home of the Michigan at the Voice of College Football Insurance Agency, which show them some support. I'm serious. You guys got any healthcare question needs, or you guys want to get a quote, go to them. They're the best in the game, in my opinion. And I'm not even saying that just because they're sponsoring us. I've literally worked with them. So check them out. Give them a try.
For sure. And then thank you guys. This is Kevin Martell's first super chat ever. $4.99. Keep it up, guys. Wow. Go Blue. Fuck Ohio. That means a lot, man, that you chose us for that, and that this you're watching the show, you're liking it, you decided to contribute. That means the world. So thank you, Kevin. Bearded Barbecues here with the 10. Coming to a game this year will be my first. What are some places I have to check out? Man, if you're coming to Ann Arbor, there's a lot. Brown Jug.
Little Brown Jug.
What do you want to do? Do you need food? Do you need booze? What do you need? Because
give them. All right. So obviously Ashley's. That's mine and John's. One of mine and John's favorites. Yeah. Pretzel Bell's pretty good, but what about the Mexican restaurant, John? What's the name?
Oh, Tio's. Yeah,
you got to go there. A lot of people. Yeah. A lot of hype.
Everybody talks Frita Batitos and big time burrito, but I'll tell you what, Tio's. That was my shit when I got off of work at Starbucks and 2 a.m. Me and the crew went to either Tio's or Buffalo Wild Wings. So, even B-Dubs, it actually rules in Ann Arbor. They got so many TVs and so much going on there. So, any of those options, they don't sponsor us, so I won't go into more detail, But yeah, I think Scoop tried to climb. I actually didn't. I just love their queso. I love their drinks. It was good stuff. It was a great time right after work. So that's some for you guys. For anybody coming to Ann Arbor, I will be at Maryland for when Michigan comes to Maryland. So anybody who's coming to Maryland for that game, hit me up. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna do stuff. Courtney and I are gonna be there. It's gonna be great. So definitely let's do that. Okay. I can't wait a second longer on this. According to CBS Detroit, which of course we like to cite our sources when we're covering one piece of content, one article. It was Gino Vici's article in CBS Detroit that it was revealed just last night, I believe, that a former Michigan player, a linebacker, it specifies linebacker in Chris Partridge's group, right? So they lied about Chris Partridge.
Who could it be?
Recorded a Connor Stalions phone call and provided the private investigator firm that goes unnamed right now. This is a literal quote from the article. It would stand to reason that the player in question was in Partridge's locker room. Spoiler alert, it's Joey Velasquez, Ohio State linebacker now, which is, I would say, one of the worst kept secrets in sports media. TJ, I know you have some thoughts on this.
Well, I'll just say this. Anyone who's rocked with us for the last year already fucking knew it, because we've talked about this, I don't know, 5 to 10 times in the past year. We talked about who the sources were. I've been aware of this since last October. I didn't know this article was coming, though. I mean, like I mentioned in the video yesterday, I'm aware of another article by Dan Wetzel that's supposed to be pretty juicy. But that's been in the works for over a year. I don't know when that's going to be released. I have no idea. I just know that article's in the works. But yeah, man, look. This is a messed up situation because you have an innocent coach who got fired in Chris Partridge. We lost, and then like I'm also taking it a little personal because we lost an elite linebacker coach, an elite recruiter, and that's whack. And I'm kind of hoping we can get him back at the end of the year. We'll see, right? Awesome. And then on top of that, and then and obviously that's the immediate issue. But then on top of that, this dude is recording conversations, which. Then the argument is, well, Michigan is a single person consent state where only one person needs to consent to the recorded conversation. Fine, even though it's fucked up and dirty, but fine. Mm-hmm. What about the taking materials illegally from the computer?
That doesn't sound legal to me.
Sounds illegal, John. I don't know. Yeah, pretty fucking illegal. Not only that, he is a university employee. Okay, like you can't like. That seems very, I don't know, illegal. And then the other question I have, John, and we've discussed this. Then this information was handed to a PI firm. Mm-hmm. Who is the PI firm? Who hired the PI firm? Interesting questions. Now, I'm not going to speculate fully on it. I have some thoughts, and John's aware of those. We're going to lay low on those, but because what we're not going to do is we're not going to Buckeye scoop this shit. I'm not going to feed you guys theories or assumptions without more evidence. I will say there is expected to be more things coming to light. It's only the beginning in that regard. So we're going to let it play out though. But we're observing this all with you. What's funny though, and John, again, we have everything that has transpired from the punishment to now the things that are leaking. Joey Velasquez, these things, although that hasn't truly been made public by a media outlet.
Yeah, probably in the next couple of days. I feel like it's coming.
Well, I don't know. I think it might get revealed in court, or we'll see. But at the end of the day, John, we've been on money. And like, so who was it? I think it was. I was talking to Juju earlier today, and we were talking about how like some people talk shit, and I'm like. Some people, are talking shit, like they talk shit before things have been revealed. I've won money on bets. We've had receipt shows. We know the deal. And my whole point is people could talk shit all they want, but at the end of the day, where have we been wrong? The hardest L we've taken all year is the Calvin Russell one. But 5 minutes ago, 5 minutes before he fucking announced his shit publicly, he was going to go blue. So end of the day, my point being is, John, we've been on the money. It's interesting to observe this, but it just goes to show you too, that this rivalry, and I made a post about it on social media, this rivalry is by far the greatest rivalry in sports because you got PI firms, you got spies, you got fights, you got flag plantings, you got felonies, you got 10-year wars, John. And it's the most pettiest shit ever. And these fan bases hate each other. And I wouldn't change it for anything. It's actually, it's incredibly, insanely fun to be a part of this. But it has its frustrating moments. I mean, look, we all get frustrated with, the Buckeyes from time to time. They get frustrated with us, vice versa. But at the end of the day, there is no question this is the greatest rivalry in sports. It's fucking insane. This is like a movie, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you have a former player turned Buckeye recording conversations and stealing information off of computers.
You couldn't write this shit. You couldn't write this shit.
Bro.
I know. I can't wait for the movie on all this. It's going to be epic. Dave Portnoy can play himself, and and it'll do big numbers. But yeah, it is the greatest rivalry. And all I'm gonna say is that I don't. By the way, this isn't Buckeye Scoop, and because of that, I'm going to tell you this: I don't expect any type of hammer to hit Ohio State over this, even though he played 16 games, and even though he lied to the NCAA, making him ineligible for all of those games. Not a thing is going to happen to them. Maybe maybe somebody writes a strongly worded statement that says this was bad.
The only way Ohio State's going to get bid in this, and it's if they can somehow attach Ryan Day to the PI firm shit. But I'll just say I am thinking that's not the link, and that's all I'll go there. I'm starting to think. I'm starting to think it's not Ryan Day. I'll just say that. I don't think it's Ryan Day. I will say it has an association, but it's not Ryan Day, and it's not his brother. Let's just I'm just not buying that. But again, I'm not gonna be Buckeye Scoop. I'm not gonna throw shit at a wall without having more evidence. So we'll see, brother. We'll see how this transpires. But I will say at the end of the day, it's fucking wild.
All I'm gonna say on that is read Isaiah Hole's article that responded to CBS Detroit, and there are some links in there that relate to the mansion that Velasquez stayed in, and some other things. And
when did you read it?
Yeah, I read it earlier today.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
CBS I read first, and then I looked at that for a bit, but that's where I got some of the extrapolations. But check out Isaiah Hole's reporting.
I'm going to pull a comment up, John, because I'm going to address this. Point to the lie. Point to the lie, Steve. You know, I know you watch the show all the time. Point to the lie. Where do we lie? Did we lie about a former player turned Buckeye? No, that's true. Did we lie about a private investigation firm that you guys all fucking laughed at? No. That's who got the information, handed it to the NCAA. Where's the lie, dog? Like I told you, don't know who hired the PI firm. Don't know who the PI firm is. There is speculation, but I'm just going to say on my end, I don't think the individual that a lot of people think this is associated to is the one. I actually think it's somebody else that people are aware of, but we're going to lay low on it until there's more evidence that shows that. So It is what it is. I'm curious. Can you tell me who the number one while you're at it? Student athlete number one is Joey Velasquez. Is that who you're referring to, bro? It's Joey fucking Velasquez. Very clear. We've known this since last year. You watch our show. You should know that.
I think he's asking who's number one in the polls or number one in the rankings.
Hey, listen. Well, all right. Regarding that, bro, I think you should be. I think Ohio State should be number one right now. So I got no issue with that, brother. You should be number one. You beat Texas. You guys deserve to be number one. But we'll see you in November. No big deal.
Yeah, for sure. So let's look at a couple more of these supers here. So Richard Morris is speculating Chase Herbstreit's a current mole.
All right.
Yeah, the issue with that is that I don't think they're giving QB6 a lot of inside intel. So I think it's going to be pretty hard for him to be a mole.
I think we need to chill out on that.
Yeah. I think he's a good kid.
All right. Here's the thing too, though. Here's the thing too. The Velasquez family, I don't know. I guess you could argue Herbstreit too, I guess. But I mean, I don't know, bro. I mean, you know how many Ohio players we've gotten that have been beneficial to this program? And like, I don't know if Herbstreit's built like that. My judgment of character would say he's not. Now, granted, I only know him as much as you guys know him. Although I did meet him in New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl in 2011. But that don't mean shit. But like my point being is I'm not buying. I think we need to be careful, man. You know, he's a Michigan Wolverine. And I'll say this without going too far. There is a motive why Joey Velasquez did what he did without sharing too much. Because like I don't think it's my place to share. And you might say, well, why now you're pulling an Isaiah Hole, you're not sharing everything. Well, because then you're getting into personal business and family situations, and I don't want to go into that. So there is a motive as to why Joey would do what he did. I'll just say that.
If you want to dig, you'll find the motive. If you want to spend 10 minutes on going down a rabbit hole, I promise you're going to find it.
And it's not like just going down it's not just going down a rabbit hole and like fucking like it's not some made up shit.
No.
Very provable information that can be found.
But we can't report it here because we try to have 2 or more sources before corroborating sources before we go report something. So all we're going to report on is the CBS Detroit article and a little bit. Obviously, the Velasquez thing isn't in the CBS Detroit article, but it's all but saying it's him, a former linebacker in Chris Partridge's squad, and then like. Yeah, that is not just one source that's saying Velasquez. That's like 20 sources.
And truthfully, we we on this channel, we didn't even need this article. We've known. Like this has been known. It's very like this is something that's been in discussions in the back channels in Ann Arbor. I've learned about this a long time ago. So it's nothing new to us here.
Keith Rebar says with the 10 burger says Josh Pate's Meemaw told him, wise men draw direction from week 1 results. Foolish men draw conclusions. Arch and Bill have 111 games 11 games to improve their poor starts. Keith is extending the season by quite a bit there. 111. Go Blue. And I think now I don't think it looks good for either of them. But how much of the Arch Manning thing was because they were up against a very good defense in Columbus? And how much of it was his shitty, I think it's partly both. Like it's partly his shitty throwing motion and reads and progressions. That's all not related to Ohio State. But can it be argued that Ohio State pressured him into some of those things? Okay. So I think it was a little bit of both, honestly. But let's see how Arch does against some other opponents. And then we can make a judgment call. Does it look the same or does it look not the same? Then we're going to know how good Matt Patricia did in that game versus how bad Arch Manning was in Sark's play calling.
Well, all right. So again, I was talking with Garrison earlier today, and he's all on like, I told you Patricia's gonna be great, bro. I'm like, look, he did great in week 1. But wait until we need to allow. In my opinion, they're not going to. They're and I can understand they're Buckeye fans. They're gonna run with it. But in my opinion, let offensive coordinators figure out what Patricia's doing, and then let's see if Patricia can counter. Right? I mean, there needs to be more data. And then Garrison's rebuttal is, well, Patricia started out better than Wink did, and I'm like, okay, fair enough. He had a great first game. But Don Brown started off fucking elite, and then he got figured out. You understand? Like these schemes get figured out. You just got to allow it to occur. And I think Patricia's a stubborn. I know unless he's evolved, which I mean, it's possible. We'll see, man. Look, so far, Patricia, good job, but we'll see. It's too fucking early to say he's.
He called a fine game. I'm not gonna dispute that.
How'd Belichick look last night?
Ooh,
yikes. Well, when you don't got Brady, you don't look the same. And do we think it's any coincidence? I'm just gonna say, do we think it's any coincidence every fucking coach from the Belichick tree has failed? Do we think that's a coincidence? And then Brady goes to Tampa and does what?
Wins a Super Bowl year 1.
Crazy.
I would agree. Yeah, Bill Belichick. I'll say this with Bill Belichick. I think that he picked an offensive coordinator who's failed in the NFL. I don't know if he's ever coached college. If he has, it's been a long time. Freddie Kitchens. Like, this is somebody who at the Browns had a really great first scripted drive. But when he started to leave the scripted drives, things started to go off the rails. Go watch Browns circa whatever the fuck year or 2 that he was part of the team, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Very good scripted drives, and then it falls apart. So here we are again. First drive, very easy touchdown. Like, Jordan Shipp nails it. Still bummed we didn't get Jordan Shipp. Jordan Shipp nails that completion. But then after that, the Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson train derails, and then we saw the rest of the game as it played out.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say, not to go too deep in the woods here, I was surprised by the result there. I was actually looking forward to that game, but it wasn't much of a game. But yeah, man, I don't know. It is what it is. I again, regarding Patricia, to be determined. I think we need more of a sample size. And let's just be honest too. Arch Manning couldn't even make the simple throws, man. Like, I don't know, man. He, like, to me, I think the moment was too big for Arch Manning. He was uncomfortable. He didn't look like, he had any poise. His fucking throwing was terrible. He couldn't even hit receivers he should be hitting. I mean, it's already quite clear Underwood's better than Arch Manning. I think that's very apparent. And I understand the level of competition, New Mexico versus Ohio State's defense. I understand. But I'm telling you, what we saw from Underwood, that shit translates. So I don't know. The Arch Manning thing is wild because he was kind of the first big recruit in the NIL era and not looking good.
Yeah, for sure. Blue Wolverine, Ohio State podcast suddenly no longer want to talk about the scandal. Isn't that weird how Buckeye Scoop and the Buckeye Scoop chat people were saying when it was literally the day before, you remember Spyro was on the show, and they all of a sudden they started saying, hey, I just want to move on. Hey, I just want to talk about football. Where was that for 2 years?
Yeah, and it's funny to see now with this article coming out, they don't want what? What do you mean? I made a post, John. I said, because Garrison was like, "Are we still talking about this?" And I'm like, brother, it's over when we say it's over. Like, we just went through 2 years of this.
Yeah,
we will let you know when this is over with, And then I put a little GIF of the North always remembers, or tell them the North doesn't forget or whatever. But yeah, dude, like, are we not going to cover an article that breaks regarding a player stealing materials from Connor Stein's computer and recording conversations and handing them to a private investigation firm? Are we not going to talk about that?
Speaking of things we are going to talk about, of course, we do read every super chat. So, hey, if you want to put something in the super chats, we've got to read them. So if you want to put some stuff that we really can't talk about, I'm just saying, you can put it in the super chat. Keith Rebar, 4th and 1 Investigations was formed as a Michigan LLC in the fall of 2023 by Cryan Ryan's brother. People are talking.
So wait a minute, who was on Michigan's roster in 2023, John?
Joey Velasquez.
Who Joey Velasquez hand information to?
The NCAA.
A private investigation firm.
And private investigation firm.
Who is it? I don't know. But we'll find out. It's going to come out. Like, it's going to, like, eventually that info is going to come out. But I will say again, I have a thought that it's not Ryan Day.
Me too. I just think it's too obvious. Yeah. It's like,
but it's not. A lot of people have no idea what we're talking about. And like, now I feel like an asshole because we're bringing this up, and we talked about not bringing it up, but
super chat.
Yeah, fucking. You want to know?
Fuck Ohio for life with the 5. Fuck Ohio State. Fuck Columbus. Fuck Ohio. Fuck Joey Vagina. Says fuck Ohio for life. So listen, very on brand with the screen name there, and we appreciate the 5. So thanks for that. Yeah, it's very interesting.
He sounds like TJ Guy talking.
TJ, that guy, as I like to call him. All right, we got a couple of things we want to remind people about. You can sponsor any channel at the Voice of College Football. Even though Win Agency has been named our main sponsor of the 2025 season, we still have opportunities during the shows and elsewhere where you can promote your business, product, service, or personal brand. Just email sponsorships@vocfb.com or just hit us up. And now's a great time to talk, and let's get some things popping. Also, don't forget about our website, vocfb.com. Check that out. My favorite thing about the website is that it gives the schedule for the whole day. So, sometimes Mark will post it on the main channel, but the best way to always get the day's schedule, vocfb.com. It's up every day, and love that. Okay, so with that said, let's go to final thoughts on Michigan versus New Mexico. Both TJ and myself have rewatched the game, and in a rewatch, I can say that most of our thoughts were pretty spot on, except Bryce looked even better on a rewatch. And I will say, to walk in and your very first pass play was a perfect zip. And then it just continued from there. Just the throwing ability, like we haven't seen that since in a couple of years since prime JJ, and it really is a special thing to watch because it's like we're not asking even for like that. Like we were saying, Cade McNamara level. Well, Bryce did better than Cade McNamara's average for 2021, right? Bryce outperformed that in this game. And so I think New Mexico had a trick play that got points. I think they got lucky with refs. I do think that they played hard and they played the whole game, and that quarterback was stone cold, like I said. But the more that I look at it, it looks like this could have been easily like a 45-3 blowout if a few things with the refs and that egregious targeting call actually became a touchdown. And obviously that other catch with New Mexico, like the play after, which was very clearly not a catch. I mean, it was clear. So this, with the rewatch, this looked like a 45-3 type game. It just didn't look like that in the scoreboard because of what we just said.
Yeah, well, and also like, so all right, so yeah, so my initial thoughts is, man, the Chip Lindsey, Bryce Underwood duo right now. Yeah, I mean we're in for a good year. I think I'm quite confident we're going to be in for a good year. Chip Lindsey achieved exactly what Sherrone Moore wants, which is a balanced offense. You had essentially 250 yards passing, 200 yards rushing. The splits in terms of run and pass were essentially 1-to-1. Dude, the way Chip Lindsey put Bryce in a position to succeed, dude, the play calling, the aerial attack, and let me just stress, this was a vanilla playbook.
Yep.
Bryce Underwood did not run once. That's intentional. That's intentional because next week they're going to unleash that. I promise you.
Oh yeah, he's going to run next week.
The
RPOs, design quarterback draws.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to do it a ton, but I think when they need it on third down, when they need it, that's where I think it's going to be rolled out.
I'm going to tell you, there's a reason he did not run one time this game. It's because he's going to unleash it next week. I promise you. The playbook was so vanilla offensively and defensively. So we're going to get into defensively here in a moment. But
sure.
Listen, I'll say this. I thought Justice Haynes looked phenomenal. I thought Donovan McCulley in his limited opportunity, I think he shined. I think you can see the skill pop off the tape there. I think he's going to be big time for us. Marlon Klein, bro. Marlon Klein, man. I think Marlon Klein is going to be a big athletic target for Bryce Underwood. I know people were on Samaj Morgan on Saturday night's postgame show. Not necessarily on him, but they're like, oh, well, he's kind of the same. No, I think there's more there. I think Samaj Morgan looks a little bit quicker. I think Samaj Morgan is going to be a nice complement as a third or fourth option in this offense. The question becomes, who is going to step up in that Z role? Goodwin had his moment. We saw Kendrick Bell get a little opportunity. We need somebody. Andrew Marsh, unfortunately, did not look ready. Unfortunately, Andrew Marsh looked like the moment was a little big for him as a true freshman. Offensive line did decent, but there are some things that need cleaning up on the tackle side of things, Andrew Sprague and Evan Link. Defensively, though, my concern, but I want to preface this concern, or I guess let me follow up with my concern after I give it. The lack of sacks and consistent pressure on that offensive line with our front four is slightly concerning. But the reason why I'm going to remain, I'm not going to overreact to it is because I know it's a vanilla playbook. I know they're not showing blitz packages. They're not showing, coverage designs in the back end, disguised coverage designs. They're not doing that shit. That is not coming out against New Mexico. Right. That is a very bland vanilla playbook. And we still pretty much dominated that game. Yes, New Mexico got a few points, but like you said, that was not a catch. Now to that though, bro, why did Sherrone Moore not call a timeout? You know, one of the question marks last year was Sherrone Moore's in-game management. And this is not me like really, I'm not trying to pick Sherrone Moore apart, but I am simply saying, brother, call a timeout, get that overturned.
And there was nobody like Biff or anybody saying, hey, call a timeout.
Yeah. Well, apparently, you know, so I heard I don't know if it was Marmar. I talked to Marmar today too. Shout out to Marmar. Somebody was telling me that Wink Martindale was running down the sidelines to try and get Sherrone Moore's attention to challenge it. I don't know though. Wasn't there, just kind of what I heard. So but yeah, man, I mean, like that's the type of shit you gotta be on it, right? So that's something to be aware of. But other than that, I thought the team played good. My other concern is this, and I think this is a legitimate concern. Outside of Dominic Zavada, our special teams is a concern.
Yeah. Yeah, Andrew Marsh and Samaj Morgan had issues.
Our punting, Hollenbeck was not elite. He was not elite's not even the word. You got to be really good, and he was just okay. I'm concerned that could potentially cost us in a bigger game. So yeah, the special teams is something that's got to get tighter. But all in all, I think there's a lot. But that said, right? Because we keep it honest here, right? It's not all roses. But that said, there's so much to be excited about, man. The offense looks so fun. Bryce Underwood looks exceeded expectations. This he looks like a junior in college.
Yeah.
His arm reminds me of Matt Stafford. I watched a lot of Matt Stafford. I'm a Lions fan. I'm a Matt Stafford truther. I was one of the ones battling the Lions fan base because everyone wanted to blame Matt Stafford for us not winning playoff games. I was like, no, it's a team sport. Figure it the fuck out. But no. Now, and then Matt Stafford wins the Super Bowl, right? Who was right? I was. Anyways, bro, I had a battle for like 7 years with these clowns. Anyways.
But it's hard when you have no weapons except Megatron.
You have weapons, but you don't have a team, and your GM's a fucking clown, Bob Quinn, whatever.
Anyway,
not depressing me, John. I don't want to talk about it.
Well, okay, so Michigan offense. I was very happy with Justice Haynes. Obviously, I think it is very clear now. Justice Haynes is the RB1. It's not even RB. I don't even know if it's 1A, 1B. I think Justice Haynes is the RB1. Congratulations, TJ got a big dub on that one.
Just kidding.
But look, $150, yeah, like how 3 touchdowns. He did great, but the O-line also did great in run protection. I will say they didn't do so great in pass protection. And not only did Evan Link get lit up a little bit at times, but then I also, when I went back and looked at it, Andrew Sprague was getting really lit up at times against New Mexico. That's concerning. What happened there? I think the interior O-line is fine. Like Crippen's fine. Norton outperformed Afobe. So I think that was the right call. That the right call was made there. And El Hadi looked fine. But the ends are going to be a problem. We're going to need to scheme tight ends to block because that's just not going to work out in our favor. So I'm not a huge fan of what I saw from Lincoln Sprague. I hope that they can tighten that up. Receivers, not great. I'm sorry. I'm going to continue on my receivers not great train. When Marlon Klein has triple the production or almost triple the production of your best wide receiver, that's an issue. Who's going to be the one that can go for the same amount of yards as Klein or more? That's who we need to find. Is it McCauley? Is it not? That's to be determined. The defense, like you said, a little bit concerning. I will say it did kind of feel like Wink Martindale treated it as a scrimmage. 31 approximately players played on defense on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, I'm actually glad.
He wanted to see what he had, including at the freshman level with Nate Marshall. Wow. So the rotation actually, I think, was more than he's normally going to do. He's going to rotate, don't get me wrong, but I think he rotated so much to see what he had for Oklahoma week. TJ, go ahead.
So you know what I think? I've actually thought on that.
Yeah.
Because it's not normal. What we saw, the young players, that's not typical. But you know what I really think's happening, John?
What's that?
This is a tell that we are in a new era of college football. This is the NIL era, John. You don't waste money sitting on a bench. The talent is going to play. They don't care about red shirts because they're just going to get more players. They're paying for these kids anyways. They're going to get run. They're getting these kids run. They're going to let the cream rise to the crop because you know why? You can use this as a recruiting pitch. Hey, you're going to play early. If you can prove you're good enough to get on the field. Look how many freshmen we played. Look at how many redshirt freshmen we played. Look at the sophomores. Look at the rotation we did, right? This shows recruits that not only can they get money from Michigan, but they can get early playing time. And that's a big sell. I promise you. I feel like that's a strategic thing that Michigan's doing because at the end of the day, they don't care about this red shirt shit anymore. Because you know why? Because when you're paying kids money, they're not going to sit on the bench, and they're definitely, they could transfer. Like, so what? They redshirt for a year, and then they transfer a year later, and after a team sees them in the spring game. I just think there's a totally different philosophical approach now. I think you're going to play your talent now if the kids are ready, and you're not going to worry about the red shirts. That's what I think. Now we'll see. We got a 1-game sample size. Maybe the kids go on a pitch clock after the first game. I don't know, but I will say it was very interesting. Bro, I mean, like, all right, so somebody asked John if you want to, they asked, can you give us a snap count of the players? And I can do that if we want to run down it, John. So, like defensively, for example, Rayshon Benny, 36 snaps. He now at a 35, Pierce 33, Payne 30, Trey Williams 30, Emmanuel Beagle 9, and then Chibi Anuo, which by the way, I don't know who that is. So that's interesting to me. 4 snaps there. Linebacker, Houseman, 55, Rolder, 43, Barham, 24, Sullivan, only 15, which is crazy because Sullivan was impact as fuck. I mean,
he looked good in his limited opportunities. Yeah. I'll tell you what,
dude. Here's where listen, Chase Taylor, true freshman, Chase Taylor, 13, Troy Bowles, transfer from Georgia, 13, TJ Metcalf, 56 snaps, boys. Brandon Hillman, 46, Curtis, 42, Mangum, 39, Olden, 18, true freshman Jordan Young, 9.
Yeah.
Okay, Edge. Well, I'm going to go through it all.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cam Brand, you had 38, TJ Guy, 38, Derek Moore, which how crazy is it? Brand, TJ Guy outsnapped Derek Moore. Dominic Nichols, up-and-comer, 29. Nate Marshall, true freshman, 23, John. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And then, dude, Jaden Sanders, true freshman, 25. Elijah Dotson, true freshman, 17. I haven't even looked at this yet. This is amazing. Josiah Edmond, one of the other young dude. All right, so John, if you remember our show before the start of the week, we talked, and I have not looked at these numbers, so I'm like, I am reacting live with you guys. So this is so interesting because we talked about last year how Michigan was very excited about their young cornerback core. And the young cornerback core is Jaden Sanders, Shamari Earls, Elijah Dotson, Josiah Edmond, and Tevis Metcalf. We talked, there's 5 of them. Bro, 4 of them played. Shamari Earls, by the way, was unavailable, which is why he didn't play. But Jaden Sanders, true freshman, 25. Elijah Dotson, true freshman, 17. Josiah Edmond, who is I believe, a redshirt freshman, 14. He was a top 100 player. And then Tevis Metcalf, the pit bull, 13, bro. All these kids got run. And then let's see, is there any things of note that we should share? Well, I think it's Blake Frazier had 8 snaps. Nathan Afobe did get 24. The rest of the offensive line got the rest. And then Andrew Marsh had 8 snaps. Frederick Moore had 9. Kendrick Bell, 11. And then, the main receivers, Macaulay Goodwin, Morgan. Let's look at running back, though. This is interesting. How many snaps do you think Jordan Marshall got without look? I mean, obviously, you don't have it in front of you. How many do you think he got versus Justice Haynes?
Probably like double.
Great call,
like,
John.
You know what I mean?
40, yeah. No, you're pretty much on the money. 42 snaps for Justice Haynes, only 23 for Jordan Marshall.
Yeah.
That ratio is far greater than I anticipated. But I told you guys, one thing I did tell you is, like, at the end of the day, not only did I think Justice Haynes would be RB1, but the production on the field is really going to determine the distribution. Who's hot? Who's making the play, right? So, very interesting, man. I think it's interesting. Next week we'll get a better idea, because obviously it's a bigger game. It means a little more. But I think the youth movement, it's a really good sign for the program.
Yeah. Pro Football Focus, I think, was interesting here. Bryce Underwood with the best grade at 79.9, so almost an 80 there. Marlon Klein, 76.5. That makes perfect sense given how he was at the receiving game. Max Bredesen, 76. Wow. Justice Haynes, 74.3. And interestingly, Samaj Morgan, 74.0. So in his opportunities, he made the most of them. And like, that's what we said. We didn't say he was a knockout. We didn't say he was awesome. We didn't say he sucked, but we said he made the most of his opportunities, and Pro Football Focus agrees. On the defense side, Jordan Young with the best grade, 90, followed
True
by
freshman.
true freshman, followed by
True
Damon
freshman.
Payne, 82, Brandon Hillman, 78, Cole Sullivan, 77.5, and then, of course, Jayshon Barham, who you could tell was making impacts all over the place, 74. It's very interesting, these PFF grades, and the Alabama transfer, Damon Payne, very dominant in the trenches also, and Jordan Young did very well as also. So like some of these players, I guess because he had, it was a 90 because he had 9 snaps, but he maximized those 9 snaps. So that'll do it every time. So it's very interesting looking at those scores, especially on defense.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it is interesting. I think it's very telling, but we'll know a lot more next week. Next week's going to give us a better idea, bigger game.
Yep.
Your top guys are playing, so we're going to learn a lot more. The Nate Marshall thing. Last thing I want to say with the Nate Marshall was in for 20 pass plays versus 3 run plays, so you can see they're using him as a potential like NASCAR package.
Mm-hmm.
Dominic Nichols, very similar, 24 pass plays to 5 run plays. Obviously, these dudes got to bulk up a little bit more, but I will say, future's bright for these. I'll be honest, guys. I liked more what I saw from Dominic Nichols and Nate Marshall than I did from TJ Guy and Derek Moore. So,
yeah.
Now, how crazy it would be if any of them get surpassed by one of these young guys? But, interesting. Something to watch, something to monitor.
Hey, Michigan says they're meritocracy and the best players play. You never know. So again, it's tough to read a ton, but I think what you can read into the game is that Bryce has it. He has the fundamentals down. He has the poise down. He blocked for his player, which Sharon Moore got, understandably. He was like, hey, watch that. Let's not do that again, because obviously he needs to stay healthy. But that's a correction I want to issue from Saturday, because I said it was a design block. But when I looked at it again, it's obvious the line just kind of broke up, and they had to improv that. But it was still very cool that Bryce Underwood did that. That's how you win a locker room. And so I'm just saying, like, the intangibles there mixed with his skill set, that's going to win you 10 games. Like, I am now even more confident than ever in my 10-2 prediction, because every game looks winnable. Every single, and I think we will slip up once or twice, but all you need is to slip up once or twice. You're still in the playoff. Period.
If we beat Ohio, or if we beat Oklahoma, who the fuck do we need to worry? I mean, honestly, okay, there's Nebraska on the road. Can't stand
Nebraska.
Even though I see Minnie in the chat, shout out to Minnie. Thank you, appreciate you. We got Washington, we got USC, and then we got Ohio State, right? And Ohio State's gonna be a battle. Like, no one's gonna dismiss that. But I will say this: if we beat, and I made this comment to the Ohio State fan, because I did a show with Doreen.
USC's fair. I'll give you that. But again, who's the playmaker that we're worried about?
Well, let's just see. Again, it's so early in the year. We got to let it play out a little bit. Same for us too. But I made a comment on the show I did with Doreen on Sunday night, and Ohio State's in the driver's seat to make the playoffs. We are about to be in the same position if we can win this Oklahoma game. If we win this Oklahoma game, there's no reason we shouldn't make the playoffs. So,
yep,
we're gonna find out, man.
Yep, we're gonna see if the moment is big enough, too big for Bryce Underwood. But I think, based on what we've seen, I think we're in a good position here. And I predicted a 3-point victory on the show, but you never know. We'll get to that in a bit. Couple of super chats real quick. Oh, do you want to make a comment?
I'll take a 1-point victory. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. You don't need to
Doesn't
win
matter if
pretty.
you win by an inch or you win by a mile, John.
Especially
winning.
at Norman, Oklahoma.
Yeah,
1 point. We'll take 1 point. Michigander says you will see more under center and RPO this game. I actually did see some under center and RPO when I look back at New Mexico. He was under center some. I mean, not as much as maybe in 2015 Michigan, but I think I saw some under center, some ace formation, a couple of RPOs, nothing too crazy, but you can look at, I want to say it was Steve Dace who did an X post that literally broke out all the plays and how many RPOs there were. There were some, but I think there are going to be a lot more in Oklahoma because you want to give Bryce the ability to either run the ball himself, pass it off to Justice Haynes or Jordan Marshall, or have a pass to a Marlon Klein or like a slant route type of situation with a Samaj Morgan or a Channing Goodwin or McCauley with a deeper shot. So yeah, so I think I completely agree with Michigander there. And thank you as always for being here, supporting us. How about Doreen? $4.99. Thank you, TJ, for filling in for Minnie. It was the lady and gentleman of CFB. You were an amazing friend. Go Bucks. Just for Saturday, beat Oklahoma. Yeah, you guys, I enjoyed that show a lot. You guys were a good team.
Yeah, it was fun. We were talking Ohio State, talking Michigan, talking SEC, fucking falling off. It was a good time. It was, I do it, obviously let me know if you ever need me and if I'm available, I'm down. And shout out to Minnie, man. I told, and I know Minnie's watching. So,
yeah,
week 4, Minnie, I'm going to hop back on there. We're going to talk some ball. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Good to see you, Minnie. Thanks for stopping by as well. So they do a fantastic show every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, the ladies of college football. Check it out. DMD, boys, how is Crying Ryan not involved if Velasquez, I'm assuming he means, is on scholarship? Don't you get paid while on scholarship? Who okays a scholarship for Ohio State football? Well, we're not saying he wasn't involved in getting him. I don't know if there's enough proof that he was involved in the sign stealing, the whole uncovering the PI and all that kind of stuff. I feel like Ryan Day probably saw that this guy went to Michigan, but he was maybe interested in fielding other offers, and he wanted to do what Ohio State did before, right? Remember, Ohio State went out and hired Madison, Washington from our school. So they have a history of bringing in players, coaches, trying to learn what they can about Michigan. By the way, that's not illegal. So if that's the case, then if that's how involved Ryan Day was in the situation, that's not illegal. So
well, first of all, he was a walk-on. So he wasn't getting a scholarship. And the walk-on thing didn't happen until this year where walk-ons are now getting paid. So that didn't happen. So when he joined Ohio State in 2024, you weren't paying walk-ons then. That said, the reason why I don't feel this is Ryan, all right, because John's like, go ahead, TJ. There's information that's public that kind of shows some financial situations with the Velasquez family. And we'll just say their housing arrangements to me seem very fucking telling. And it doesn't have to be a Ryan Day. And I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there until more of that shit becomes public. Because I'm not the one who's gonna, it's because for one, I don't want to get into the family's business, bro. Quite honestly, it's too far for me. I have no problem discussing the player that we have known about for over a year, and this article came out. We can do that. When it starts getting deeper, because it is deeper, we're gonna lay low until that becomes a little bit more public. But I will simply say that I feel, all right, fuck it, I'll say this without giving anything too far much away. I think I know who hired the PI firm. It's not Ryan Day. Okay. So, because
there you have it.
Know, and just remember I said this because eventually at some point I will share absolutely my entire opinion on this. I'll be very transparent on everything I'm saying, but I feel by learning what I've learned in the last 48 hours on top of what we've already known, what we've heard about. And I feel there was another individual behind that PI firm, and it makes a lot of sense when you put the pieces together. I'll just say that now. There is some assumption on my end, but I will simply say there is one glaring piece of evidence that is researchable and has been confirmed to me that is a fucking smoking bomb, in my opinion. And eventually I do think that will become more public.
Yeah, once it becomes public and it's safe to talk about it, it's going to be delicious. That's all I'm going to say. It's going to be delicious. Moose, thank you so much for encouraging everybody to hit that like button. It literally just takes a second of your time and also completely free to do. So just hit that like, hit that subscribe, because we are going after another Buckeye podcast, and I believe it's called Buckeye Talk. And so we're going after them. And then, of course, hit that bell, because we're bringing you content. We have 3 live shows a week now, plus videos, plus more coming. We're not done. We're only going to have more days and more content with more personalities. And so you're going to want to hit the bell, and you're going to want to hit subscribe, because there's a lot coming, and we're just getting started for this year. So thank you, Moose, for doing that. Courtney Harper, I saw glimpses of the old Wink. Tired of trying to play 80 guys, blow the team first out, then sub. Lindsay called a good game getting Bryce in rhythm. See, Courtney, here's the thing. I don't know if it was the old Wink. I think this was a very different situation. I think this was Wink saw it was New Mexico was the first game, and let's see what you have. And then let's see after New Mexico what happens the week in practice leading up to Oklahoma. Because it was publicly said, I believe, that the roster is going to change week to week. So it's not going to necessarily be static. It's going to be based on how the players do in practice and who beats who out. So I don't know if I agree with that. And I'm in wait and see mode on it. And then I do agree with you on Lindsay. It was like Joel Klatt was right. One play caller is where it's at. The rhythm of that, the stability, you could feel that it was an experienced, decades-long play caller at the helm. You could feel it.
Bro, I know, dude. It was all right. So first of all, I want to hit on 31 defensive players played. 31.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's not normal. So that's something that's very interesting to me. But to your point, John, dude, that's what I mean. Like, yes, Bryce Underwood exceeded expectations. Looks like everything we could hope for, and the hype's as real as it. I mean, it's Brent Venables, John. Actually, we'll talk about this when we get to Oklahoma. Made a very interesting comment, which we've all talked about before. But yeah, I mean, dude, to have Chip, I'm telling you, the Chip Lindsey. Let's not underestimate that addition, because I think it's major. He looks, dude, Chip Lindsey. We have not had an offensive coordinator like this.
Ooh.
I know Sharon Moore won us a national title as an offensive coordinator. I'm already seeing more fluidness. I'm seeing more structured play calling.
Maybe since Jed Fish was involved in 15 and 16.
Yeah, maybe.
Everybody thought it was Drevno, but when Jed Fish left, then things fell off a cliff. Yeah. I think Jed Fish kept things really well stabilized on the play calling.
We didn't even talk about the fucking 2-minute drill at the end of the first half. Absolutely beautiful. From both Chip Lindsey and Bryce Underwood, the way he was. I mean, it's just, we are in for such a fun year, man. Such a fun year.
Yeah, you're right, Daves. It's not speed and space, it's spread and smash. GT with the 5. After watching Bryce on Saturday, it made me miss Cade, who had a solid 100 yards passing and 1 interception versus the School of the Blind Saturday. That sounds like a check down Cade special right there, GT. That's what that sounds like. It sounds like Iowa State versus Iowa last year is what it sounds like.
A Julian Sayans stat line is what it sounds like to me.
Oh,
shots fired, bitch. But I'm just kidding.
Love it. Drufus, you know that. Oh yeah, this was the question you answered with
yeah, I wanted to
snap counts.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, so we talked about that one. Thank you, Drufus, for the contribution. Jason has been a member for 3 months. Thank you so much. And I agree completely. And this is what I said earlier. After watching film, I was most impressed with El Hadi and Norton. I don't know if I was most impressed as all players, but with the O-line, they were the two most impressive. I agree with you there. I expected it from El Hadi, yes, because he's experienced. But Norton showed out. He's also experienced. Go Blue. Thank you, Jason.
So to Jason's point here, there were some clips that I saw of Norton. Oh my gosh, the way he fucking was able to he engaged with one I think it was a defensive lineman, then he saw the linebacker do the crossover and he got right to that linebacker. Yeah, I thought there was some very positive signs with this offensive line. I want to see better competition though. That's where I'm remaining reserved. Let's see a defense like Oklahoma. And let's see how the boys do. I mean, that's just where I'm at with it. I need more data points.
Yep, absolutely there. Thank you everybody for all of your contributions and your membership posts here. Beats and Treats, 10 months of membership. Now a mod, a part of our mods group. Thank you so much for that. How long is Shamari Earls out? I am not sure.
So he did a backflip, landed on his face. They took him to a 10. Apparently he jogged. I don't know. I mean, I think it was precautionary stuff. I don't know. I can't say I know, but I don't think it's anything too serious. From what the word is, I mean, that's just kind of the buzz. It looks like it's nothing too serious.
Got it. Let's see here. We've got a new member. Cosmo Wolverine is now a leaders and best member. Really appreciate that, Cosmo Wolverine. And welcome to the family. Go ahead and hit that refresh button. Enjoy your emojis. It's
welcome to the community,
fun
brother.
Time. Michigander says Chip only ran probably 1/10 of the playbook. I think you're absolutely spot on. But it didn't feel like, remember in other years where we said, oh, they're just saving stuff and it might have looked bad, but they're just saving stuff. This one, yeah, they were saving stuff, but it also gave me confidence. It was a very different first game than we've had before with Cupcakes where maybe it looked bad and I was not confident because everything looked so uneven with when Matt Weiss was sharing play calling with Sharon Moore and Matt Weiss would do some crazy shit and trying to show his homework and it didn't look good. And it's no. Even though Chip only showed 1/10 of the playbook, it felt so even and so on rhythm because it was one play caller, one vision, because that's where you can set up things like play action. That's where you can set up things like a QB run, because maybe you run an RPO and it's a pass, but then you run a similar concept and then it's a Bryce run and things like that. So Chip being able to be the sole play caller is going to actually set up concepts, which the defenses are going to be like, oh crap, I didn't see this coming because I thought it was going to be more of the same inside zone run up the middle. Oh no, now we got to play action. So that's the kind of stuff you can expect from Chip Lindsey.
Yeah, and I also think Bryce Underwood made a lot of it. I mean, he just made elite plays. There was a play, and I don't remember if it was the Kendrick Bell play or the who was it? Kendrick Bell or Goodwin. But there was a check down. He could have checked it down to the running back, which was 4 yards in front of him. He could easily have checked it down. Every quarterback and their fucking mother would have checked that ball down. He didn't. He went to the second level and hit his wide receiver in stride.
Yeah.
I think it might have been the Kendrick Bell play. I don't remember exactly, but I mean, just the thing. And then look at the throw he did to Marlon Klein on his own 6.
That was
NFL
impressive.
Guys. I'm gonna tell you right now, and you already know, but I'm just gonna. He's going first overall in the draft. His arm is stupid talented.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just he's 18 and he is. I mean,
the only way I can see it is him not going first is some type of SEC or Ohio State bullshit bias stuff happen.
Fuck that. Yeah, right. No, NFL teams don't play that shit. They're going after top dog, and you're gonna have teams tanking for Bryce Underwood, man. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh, it's gonna be a What are we gonna call it? Because remember, tank for Tua. Is it gonna be like? Is it gonna be like we'll have to balloon like? No, we have to come up with a B word that's like similar to tank, or crash for Caleb.
Bank for Bryce.
Bang for Bryce. Bang for Bryce. All right.
I said bank, but we'll do bang. Fuck it.
No pauses there. JG Clore with the 499. FCS team got 117 rushing yards against OU. I've got Michigan's offensive line and running back room at 175 yards on the ground. Michigan wins 27-17. Stay tuned. We've got some more super chats and a commercial to read. But after that, I'm going to give my opinion because I see this as maybe similar to a certain game that we won the whole thing a couple years ago. I see this, the game plan very similar. So that's just a little sneak preview for later. Keith Rebar with the 5. Who leads after 1 week for the Heisman? Underwood or I think Arch Manning still. Listen, Arch Manning, he's got the Manning last name. He's good. $6 million NIL.
Underwood's better than Sam, and it's quite clear.
Agree.
It's
I
not
agree.
Even close. It's not even fucking close.
However,
and
I think Jeremiah
biased.
Smith is still.
I'm not being biased, and I'm not being a Michigan fan. Look at their fucking arms. Look at the way they throw the ball. It's Bryce.
Oh, bomb for Bryce. There we go. Bomb for Bryce.
That. And bust for Bryce too wasn't
bust
too bad
for
either.
Bryce. Okay. All right. One of those. So yeah, I would have to say, and again, I love my maize and blue. You know that. Jeremiah Smith is going to win the Heisman. It would be very, unless Bryce Underwood in the big games balls out at a level that Michigan doesn't Michigan usually doesn't set up a quarterback for a Heisman. Like JJ could have maybe won a Heisman if it was a different type of offense. Bryce might win it anyway because of his running. They do factor in running ability.
I'll say this: if Ohio State's offense is playing like they did, Jeremiah Smith is not winning the Heisman because he only got 40 yards. So we'll see. Although they're about to beat up some easy competition: Grambling State, Ohio. We'll see, man. I mean, again, it's too early to draw conclusions. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see.
Absolutely. More super chats here. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. Elisha, Troy Bowles looked different out there, blowing up screenplays and getting the last sack of the game to end it. Yes, I saw that just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I thought Bowles looked good too, man. I was very impressed with that as well.
Let's see. Steve says, I think our safeties are among the best in the country. Hope they can slow down Mateer from running. Glad to see your channel doing well, guys. Thank you, Steve.
Yeah, thank
you. Really
man.
Appreciate that.
I think the depth of this safety room is insane. I'm gonna tell you right now, man. If there was a never mind, fuck it. I'm not gonna go down that road. I'll just say our DB rooms from corner to safety, the youth movement, it looks very, very encouraging. Brandon Hillman. I mean, dude, Jade Mangum had some good plays. TJ Metcalf looks nice. Mason Curtis looks like a dog. Jordan Young, obviously, they're very high on. And Rod Moore is lurking. So we're in a great spot. The Chase Taylor, I'm looking at this. The fact that Chase Taylor got 13 snaps and on 12 pass plays. He was my gem, just so you all know. He was my gem of the class last year. I knew it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Jordan Young, like I said, PFF top grade, 9 snaps. That's what you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Elijah Dotson. Yeah. So Tom Bouchard is here. Thank you, Tom, for stopping by with the 5. Oh, I love this so much. Bredesen, the front runner for Heisman after next weekend. The first fullback that would be winning the award probably since 1940s. Maybe. I know a fullback won one time, but it was back in the 40s, 50s. So that would be very, very cool. But he if any fullback in the country could win it, it would be Max Bredesen. I will say that. Go blue to Tom. Elisha, Channing Goodwin has more receiving yards than Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams.
Shit.
Goodwin is the best wide receiver in the country. How about that for praise right there from Bowman, who's been very critical. But I agree, Channing Goodwin did look good, and we've been saying it all along, man. We've been saying it all along that those two, we saw it live. We went to Ann Arbor, we got the Airbnb, and we saw it live. Those two and their chemistry. And there's something about seeing it live versus then watching the film. You could feel it. It's hard to describe. It was intangible, but you could feel those two could just connect really easily, and they had that rhythm. So I'm not super surprised.
Yeah, I'll say I want to see more out of the Z position.
Yeah, absolutely. Flannels with the $4.99. Our linebackers will be the best in the Big Ten for the foreseeable future. I think we will be portal merchants there, and defensive tackle. I would agree. My only hesitation is the recruiting in the future. That's my only worry, because you're right. I mean, look at Ernest Talisman, man, and Barham, and obviously who's behind Barham, right? You got Cole Sullivan in there, Jimmy Rolder. Like, these are all of them are legitimate, and I do think that whoever goes to the NFL this year, the remainder of those are gonna ball out next year. Got to shore up that recruiting. Got to shore it up. And yes, I agree. You're going to need portal merchants.
I think we're going to land an alpha wide receiver in the portal, because they're going to see Bryce, and I think Michigan's going to make the investment, because they've been trying to make that investment since last portal with Nick Marsh. They tried to get Derek Meadows. They tried to get Calvin Russell. I think they're going to. If I had to call a shot about the transfer portal, we're going to land an alpha wide receiver. I don't know who, though.
I will say that with 50 votes, Bomb for Bryce is the number one with 54%, followed by Bang for Bryce and Blowing It for Bryce at 16, and Bottom Out for Bryce at 14. So Bomb for Bryce, the definitive leader right now.
I want absolutely nothing to do with that T-shirt.
Elijah with the 5. Linebacker room deeper than I thought. Another linebacker praise here. Troy Bowles and Cole Sullivan look fast and physically out there. Linebacker seems 5 and 6 deep. Completely agree there. They look excellent. Excellent. Brandon Hillman will be one of the best safeties in college football. You heard it here first, folks.
Looks like a dog.
He does. Michigander, notice how New Mexico only threw the ball once at Zeke and then never threw his way since. They attacked Jair Hill the rest of the game. That worries me. Yeah, Zeke was looking pretty good. I mean, Zeke caused some problems. I didn't really notice Jair Hill being much of a factor in the game. And that he's supposed to be CB1. He's supposed to be, I mean, no one can be necessarily Will Johnson. That's kind of unfair, right? Will Johnson was all-world talent that we may never see again. He was that good.
We needed to get Grace Littleton.
Sure. But what I'm saying is, Jair Hill is 1/10 maybe of Will. I mean, he is not good compared to even Zeke Berry.
I think it's too early.
Okay.
I thought Jair Hill played really good last year. I mean, I don't think
he did.
Lost,
he did.
I mean, he'll be all right. I think let's let it play out.
All right. Opinion. Wait and see. I'm just not. I'm whelmed. Well, I'm not over or underwhelmed. Well, I mean, I'm whelmed.
Obviously, we didn't ball out. New Mexico moved the ball a little bit, so I mean, there's room for improvement. But let's let it get there. Guys are warming up.
Let's see. Goodwin will finish with the most.
Oh shit, Elijah,
wide receiver 1. Now that is seriously a big statement, because everybody said it was going to be Donovan McCauley, but it wouldn't completely astonish me if that happened.
It would astonish me.
I
Elijah, I'll do a bet. I'll do a $20 $50 bet with you if you want to. I think it's going to be McCauley. You can have Goodwin. I'll take McCauley.
Okay.
You already have a head start. McCauley, Goodwin's got more.
Yeah. Yeah. So with that, we've got one more before we get to our commercial. So 89 Dr. Funk with the 10 burger. Vance Bedford with Sam Webb has some concerns about our secondary and D line being pushed around. I did not see that. I had been meaning to look at it. There's only so much content I can consume while also doing my main job. So it's, obviously a lot of the balancing act, but I do want to go and watch Vance and Sam Webb talk about it.
I'm telling you, the defensive line, I was just underwhelmed. I'm telling you, I'm not trying to bullshit nobody. I thought it was slightly concerning, but again, it's a vanilla playbook. So I'm not going to overreact to it. We'll see next week. We'll know much more next week.
Yeah, one more with Michigander. I need to see more of McCauley downfield big plays. So that relates to what you just saw.
Well, that also relates to what I just said. I'm telling you, they're not going to open that shit up. I'm telling you, McCauley's he's secret weapon X right now. Okay. Like it's lay low, stay low season. Okay. You don't want to share and show your cards. So, I'm telling you, I promise he'll shine. He's going to get his opportunity. You'll see.
Yeah. And I think he will. And I think it's going to depend on the defense and what, who knows, maybe Central Michigan is the game that he lights it up. Maybe it's Saturday. I don't know, but I think he is going to have a game where he at least has a lot more yards than he did last Saturday. Okay, folks, we are going to give you a couple of words from our partners. Our main sponsor for the 2025 season, the Win Agency, wants to tell you about a little something, welcoming you to the season.
We are fired up for another great season of Michigan football. The energy is electric, and with the new talent we have this year, I believe we have a real shot at stacking up some wins and making it back to the playoffs. At Win Agency, we want to help you win as well. We can help you find the right health insurance for you, your family, or your business. We also offer life insurance to protect the people you love, as well as smart investment strategies to help you build a strong financial future. Whatever your goals are, we have you covered. Let's cheer on our boys in the maize and blue and make this season one of the best to remember. Go Blue!
And that's it right there. Boom.
Where we go. Hey, shout to Win Agency, man. I'm telling you. And that was Lisa Wynn. She's the owner of Win Agency. She's awesome. I'm telling you, support our friends, man. They're one of us.
Yep. And I've got the links in the chat. They're also in the description section. So they're everywhere. You can find them really easily. If you need, or a friend of yours or somebody needs life insurance, send them this link. Send them, refer them out. Because life insurance and health insurance, you now can get a self-serve quote. That's 2025, folks. Makes it easier to make things. Really, nowadays, that's the move, right? Have an easy way to just learn about what a quote could look like. And if you're gonna do it, I would ask you to consider Win Agency. They've been very good to us, and they deserve, I think, a look if you're in the market for either of those things. So there's that. Now let's, without further ado, get into the NCAA. Unfortunately, has shut down the Michigan appeal of the Jayshon Barham targeting call. He will be out for the first half of the Oklahoma game. This was disagreed, by the way, not just with Sharon Moore and us. This was disagreed by Tony Petitti, the Big Ten commissioner. It was disagreed by the assistant director of athletics, I believe, or football. There were multiple people. Ward Manuel obviously very much disagreed with this decision. So it was not just one person who disagreed. And it was very clearly, in my opinion, it was very clearly a height mismatch that caused the look of targeting. But how else could you do it? I was really trying to think, how much, what else are you supposed to do in that situation? He moved his head. He moved his head out of the way so that it wasn't. He tried to anyway, so it wasn't as direct head-to-head. Like he did everything he could, but he had to wrap him up, and he's a short quarterback.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. The quarterback is a short quarterback. Jay Barham is a bigger linebacker. We saw the play with J.J. McCarthy against East Carolina where J.J. McCarthy was essentially spearheaded with the crown of the helmet, and that was overturned. I mean, it's just bullshit, man. I don't understand this. Like, I don't understand this. This is insane to me.
Yeah.
And I hate this. Like, I hate this not because it's affecting Michigan, but it's pussifying the game, bro. It's making the game softer, and I hate that. Stop. I understand player protection, all this shit. The truth is the matter is start signing fucking waivers, bro, because I'm getting sick of this. And they're ruining the game.
Put a flag. The next step is a flag on the quarterback.
Yeah, have the players sign a waiver. This goes for the NFL. This goes for college. Say, I accept responsibility for the health risks of the game that I play and love. Done. Stop making the game soft. Stop with these calls that don't make sense. It's bad. And now because like there's layers to this. One, you're affecting a team like Michigan with their chances on the road. That's not good. You don't want to lose one of your best players. Two, Barham's in a draft year. You're taking away a first half on a major stage for this player. That's disgusting.
Yeah,
especially when he didn't do anything wrong.
I didn't even think about that.
It's disgusting.
That's even worse.
It's wrong.
You're taking away a whole game worth of film because of the second half of New Mexico and then the first half of Oklahoma.
Bro trains all year round his entire life, and this is what you do to him on some bullshit. That's wrong. It's wrong. It's just wrong. It's disgusting. So, I just, I don't know. It's what more can you say other than I think they messed up? It's the wrong call. It's bad for the game. And not only that, like we were on the show with the Sooner Smiths last night on the Oklahoma channel, John. What did Chad say? Worst call of the weekend.
Yeah.
I've talked to a few Oklahoma fans, people who do Oklahoma podcasts. I've talked to a few they all agree it was a terrible call. Not one of them has said it's a good call. Now they did say, listen, good for us. Like we don't have to go against it. But at the end of the day, I don't know, dude. It's just, it's disappointing and it frustrates me. But at the same time, it is what it is. We got to move forward. Cole Sullivan, Jimmy Rolder, step up.
Yeah, and you can actually go to either the Oklahoma channel or our channel because we simulcast on both, and you can check out our preview with the Sooner Smiths, who are obviously the Oklahoma hosts at the Voice of College Football. So definitely that's if you want to see us chopping it up with Oklahoma folks and giving both of our perspectives, I encourage you to check that out from last night. But we are going to give you kind of the full-on preview in our perspective here. So Michigan going to Oklahoma, Norman, Oklahoma. It is currently now a 5.5. So Oklahoma is favored by 5.5. It was 6.5. So it has gone a little tiny bit in Michigan's direction, but the bottom line is they think it's a little under a touchdown because they're in Norman. We're playing in Norman, Oklahoma. I think that's a big part of it because both teams, TJ, kind of feel like the meme where the Spider-Mans are pointing at each other.
Yeah,
it kind of feels like that in some ways. The only difference being the run game, right? With the quarterback, I think Mateer is an excellent quarterback. I think Burks, not our Burks, not that one, but the Oklahoma Burks, I think that could be a real issue. Those two have great chemistry. Well, guess what? So does Bryce and Channing Goodwin. And I think he'll do well with McCauley. The defenses on both sides, you have legendary play callers on both sides of the ball. Wink Martindale for Michigan, Brent Venables, who won 2 national titles as a defender in defensive coordinator at Clemson.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of these things going on. And I'll say this one thing. I think everyone, if you want to know the inspiration that I think we should be looking at, let's go back to the 2023 national championship, Michigan versus Washington. What was going on in that game? Well, You had a NFL caliber quarterback for Washington, Michael Penix. You had 3 NFL caliber wide receivers. You also had almost no run game because the running back was injured from Texas. So from the Texas game that they played. So I see a similar situation here, and how I think I didn't even mention this last night. I think a key path to victory is going to be treating it like that, relying on the front 4 of our defense to stop the little bit of run that they have and hang back 7 guys to cover cover the various receivers, tight ends, whatever the passing options are. Maybe have a guy as a spy, because you want to have maybe a spy on Mateer just in case he decides to run. He can run. So I think that because their offense is so one-dimensional with such a good passing game and such a mid running game, that's going to make it really easy for Wink to scheme here.
Well, last year, their offensive line was one of the worst in the nation in sacks given up, which is why I'm hoping we eat. And it's why I'm hoping for more. I think, listen, so, the Lions at 5.5. Yes, it moved from 2.5. I don't know. I feel good about it, man. I don't know why. I mean, I guess Oklahoma doesn't scare me, man. They got ran on by freaking, Illinois State. Their offensive line is questionable, more questionable than ours, believe it or not. John Mateer, I do respect. Wish they didn't get him. But John Mateer, listen. We'll see if the stigma's right, or we'll see if the he basically plays terrible against Power 4 teams. He plays great against Group of 5 or lower teams. Again, like, this game is going to be so revealing. It's going to tell us, what do we really have defensively and offensively? Is Michigan for real? And it's going to show, can Bryce Underwood, the 18-year-old freshman phenom, lead his team to victory in Norman, Oklahoma, in a night game nationally televised on ABC? Like, this is like one of the most clear tests you could have that is going to show us the reality of this team, like, early. So I'm just excited about it. I think we win. My score prediction was 24-17. I'm optimistic about it. I don't fear Oklahoma. I do respect their defense. I do respect John Mateer, but I think Michigan's got some tricks up their sleeve. I think Michigan, in my opinion, I think it was very strategic the way they approached New Mexico. I expect Bryce Underwood to run more. I expect us to blitz more. I think there's going to be more coverage disguises on the back end of the defense that's going to fuck Mateer up. And I'm optimistic about it. My concerns are special teams, though. Punting, kick return, figure it out. I would like to see Micah Kapana. On the back end. I would like to see Andrew Marsh and Micah Kapana doing kick returns. And then for punt returns, I'd like to see Micah Kapana. That's what I would like to see. It was nice to see Micah Kapana get one run in the first quarter of the New Mexico game, which was very interesting. And that was a horse collar, another missed call. That was a fucking horse collar. What are they doing? But it's good because it shows you they are aware of his capabilities. Listen, he's a quick, twitchy player. Like, use him. So yeah, man, I'm optimistic. I think we get the dub, man.
I did say 3 points last night. The more I study this, I make my final call in this show. Okay,
let's go.
34-20 Michigan.
Let's go.
And it's because
we're gonna fuck them up.
It's because and my look, Sooner Smiths, great people, and I gave what I thought at the time. But listen, the more I look at it, they have no run game. Wink's going to feast. And even if there's question marks at various positions that Wink's still trying to figure it out, he's going to be playing lots of zone. He's going to be covering those receivers and just relying on the front 4 to stop, the little bit of run game that they have. And then I actually have less worries about the offense than I do the defense, because Bryce is so, like, measured and well above his years. Yeah. Well above his years. So I'm going a little out there on this one. I'm gonna and I was talking to my fiance Courtney about this before the show, and I was thinking, 3 points. because we were both watching the Oklahoma game, and I was like, 3 points seems really light when I look at the lack.
Courtney, by the way.
Yeah, shout out
For watching the game with you, bro. That's a rider. Shout out to her.
Oh, she ride or die, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
That's why I put a ring on it. 8
there you
months
go, bro.
in.
There you go.
Come on now.
But all right, so
yeah.
you got what 34-20.
34-20 Michigan.
All right, I like it. Beats and Treats wants to bet me $20. What's the bet, Beats and Treats? You want to bet me $20 on what? Put it in the comments. We'll see.
Yeah.
But no, I like it, John. I like it. And you know, like, how epic would it be if we go into what if we go to Norman, Oklahoma, and we literally run shit? How fun will Postgame be? But 2, how enjoyable will that game be? Because I don't know. I don't think it's out of the question. I don't know, man. I'll be honest. I have a very, and I'm sure a lot of you feel similar. No Beats and Treats. It's fucking win or loss. You want to take Oklahoma? Let me know. I got Michigan. If you want Oklahoma, if you think Oklahoma's going to win, then you could put 20 on it. I'll take Michigan. We could do that bet. I'm not doing spreads. Get out of here with that.
Yeah. TJ goes straight up or nothing.
Yeah, I do straight. I don't do that dumb Vegas fucking probability shit, bro. It's who's gonna win, who's gonna lose. I don't got time for the nonsense. All right, so yeah, no, I mean, like, but how epic would it be? Like, I have a confidence in this. Like, I don't know this. I'm feeling good about this team, man. I'm feeling good about this team, and I know it was New Mexico, but there's so many encouraging signs. This isn't last year Fresno State, dude.
And I know if people are there was a slight doubt that was like, okay, I felt good going, but then Michigan, Texas happened last year, and I did have a flashback to that. But also, Oklahoma isn't Texas at all, right? So it's a very different. They're both in the SEC. They both came to the SEC at the same time, but Oklahoma isn't Texas.
Actually, no,
I think that's a key thing.
If Beats wants to give me 5.5, I'll take it. Fuck it. You want to give me 5.5, we'll take it.
Wow.
I'll do your bet. Confirm it in the comments. You want me to give 5.5? I'll take 5.5. But I don't need 5.5. Michigan's gonna win. But no, I hear you, John. I think like remember the Arkansas State game last year?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. This team is better than that, man. Like, this team is, in my opinion, a playoff. I think this team could be a playoff team.
It's
all right. $20. Wait.
All right.
You give me 5.5, Beats. You give me 5.5, or what are we doing here, bro?
So it sounds like you're
straight up.
You got the no. I think it's the 5.5. Yeah.
All right, fine.
5.5.
5.5. Let's go. Fuck it.
All right. There we go.
Hey, Beats is about his money. I'm not mad at it. I respect that.
So any kind of final thoughts on? Obviously, we do want to encourage everybody to watch the Sooner Smith's analysis of this as well, because you get their perspective as Oklahoma people and our perspective. So it was a good chat there. Any other kind of things you want to leave people with? Obviously, we're going to see a Thursday night as well, but
yeah. Wait, I'm sorry. What's the?
Well, just to like any final thoughts on the Oklahoma preview?
I'm just excited, man. I mean, I don't have anything more. I mean, we're at the point now where let's see what the team can do. And I want to see Bryce play again. I'll be honest. Like, I was actually talking to Juju. The offseason got a little tiring, man. I got a little burnt out. I'll be honest. We were just rehashing and
yeah.
But after Saturday's game, I got a rejuvenation, man. Like, just an excitement to talk about the team. That's why I was very excited to join Doreen Sunday night. It's why I was excited to do the show yesterday with the Oklahoma channel. And like, I will be honest though. Now I'm at the point now where I've talked about it so much. I want to watch the game now. Now I know we got the call-in show Thursday. We'll get into it. We'll talk ball. But I don't know, man. I just can't wait for Saturday. And it sucks. Like,
me too.
Cause like, you should appreciate every day. Like, I don't like looking too far ahead. I like being in the moment, present. I think that's very important for everybody. And, do you though? I do me. But I'll be honest. I just am constantly looking forward to the weekend. Plus I got the Lions on Sunday. So like, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just trying to get there as quick as possible,
Listen, I'm with you. It's football, and we're about to have one of the this is a big matchup. This is a huge matchup. This reminds, like I said, this reminds me, at least the scale of the matchup reminds me of Michigan, Texas last year. The scale of the matchup it's kind of like a LSU Clemson situation. Like that's what it feels like. Like that's the stakes. These are both ranked teams. Oklahoma, I believe, is ranked 18 right now. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's what I saw. So regardless, both teams are ranked. Both teams are coming into this thinking they've got a good shot. And it's literally going to come down to probably, who wants it more, who has the more complete team. All right.
I want to make an announcement. If we have any mods who are on Twitter, let John and I know, because we have a group message or a group DM thread we want you to be a part of, because that's where we like kind of communicate to our mods what we would want, and also there's like fun conversations talking ball and all that shit. So let us know if you are a mod on Twitter. DM us, we'll get you in the group.
And don't worry, Michigander, we're hitting super chats right now. What we do on this show, just for everybody's awareness, is that we cover a topic, then we do super chats, then we cover a topic, then we do, and that way we can just have our topic, and then we have good clips, for content and all of that good stuff, just so that you understand why we don't read super chats all the time right away. It's not because we don't appreciate you. We very much appreciate you. Well, we also need good video clips, with a consistent theme. So just that's why, and don't obviously we will get to them right after we're done, whatever topic it is we're talking about. I promise you. Drufus has become Those Who Stay Will Be Champions YouTube member. Thank you so much, Drufus. Really appreciate that. Michigander actually has something that you and I were talking about pre-show. So Michigander asks, did you see TJ Guy's comment on Barham's return? Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, Barham, I have it right here. He says he was asked about Jayshon Barham when he returns from the second half against Oklahoma. He says Jayshon Barham is going to fuck shit up for real, which I was telling John, I'm appreciating our players. I mean, I don't know. They might get in trouble, but I mean, I just appreciate the rawness and all. Here's the thing, so from time to time, there will be somebody who gets a little, maybe my what is it? My word bank, my words of choice some people may not like it. I may swear a bit much for some people, but be in a locker room, because that's what it is. I'm just letting you, so I like it. I like seeing the authenticity of the players. I don't want my players. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't give a shit either. It doesn't bother me, but just be you. Stop this professional fakeness, just be authentic and real. I much prefer that approach to things. And it's just been 2 weeks in a row we got players cussing in these interviews, but just best believe this is how they talk when there's not a microphone, and like I said before, there's a lot of people, I promise you, if you knew things that were either said or whatever, it would probably rub you the wrong way, but at the end of the day, that's life. It's real. It's the real world, right? I don't like the fake fabricated shit. I like this real authentic shit. So I appreciate it. I like the guys talking about it. I'm curious to see if this continues, though. I feel like Sharon might nip it in the butt.
Yeah, I do like it. Barham's gonna fuck shit up, and he and look, Sharon Moore said it himself. What are you supposed to? You're gonna teach out? You're gonna get rid of physicality now because of this? Hell no. We want to like Sharon Moore is all about the smash mentality, right? And there's no way that this one call, basically, I can almost guarantee you that what he's saying behind the scenes is keep doing exactly what you're doing.
Well, I'll just say I think there's an attitude. I think Sharon Moore is instilling an attitude into this program, bro. Did anyone see Sharon Moore's chain he was rocking in pregame? Fucking swag, bro. I just feel, and I'm curious how, because there is a balance at Michigan. There is this, present yourself in the best well-mannered position possible. But I mean, there's also, in my opinion, it's 2025. The realness, authenticity. That's, to me, Now, it doesn't mean be an asshole, okay? But it does mean don't be fake and be you. You know, there's a fine line to cross, right? You don't got to be somebody who's what is it? You know, I don't know the word I'm really
instigator.
looking for. Not an instigator, but somebody who's you know, just don't be outside yourself. But like, also don't be somebody who, you know, is a disgusting representative of the program. Like, still represent the program well, but just be who you are. And I think, you know, because like the truth of the matter is these kids are adults, and I say kids all the time. Anyone who's younger than me, I call a kid, but they're adults, man. Be you. Authenticity. I think Sharon Moore is instilling a culture with some attitude and some realness and some authenticity. So I really I think I appreciate it, but let's see too. There's a part of me that thinks this is going to get nipped in the butt. There's no way Michigan, I just feel there's no way that Michigan's going to let this continue, but if the players keep cussing, we're going to find out. I think it's hilarious though.
I love it.
Yeah,
Elijah says New Mexico had 28 carries for 50 yards rushing. Against Fresno, Keene was getting the ball off quick, just like New Mexico did, but New Mexico's quarterback was getting cracked all game.
He was releasing the ball. I think I saw something like 2 points.
He was getting out real fast.
He was. And he was like, what, like 23 for 50? Like his completion percentage was terrible. I
still respect the hell out of him, though.
The refs bailed them out. I mean, they bailed them out on that no catch. They the trick play was wonderful. I mean, good for them. Yeah. Listen,
that was really cool.
This same head coach gave Idaho when he was the coach of Idaho, he gave Oregon a run for their money. Okay, like he's a good coach, probably moving up in the ranks. So we'll see. Now we talked about the Oklahoma game, John. I didn't talk about it, but Brent Venables made a comment. They asked him about Bryce Underwood. He goes, "What's your thoughts about Bryce Underwood?" And Brent Venables said, and I want to pull it up here.
Yeah,
he said, "1 second, I should have had this ready before I brought it up."
I did. I remember seeing it, but I don't know it verbatim.
He's a guy that, man, he's a little different. He reminds me a lot of Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. And that means a lot coming from him because he was the Clemson DC.
Right. He went against Trevor Lawrence every fucking day, which I brought up on the Oklahoma channel. If there's anybody who's prepared for a Bryce Underwood, I'll be honest, it's Brent Venables. It's quite honestly, like, I mean, because he went against Trevor Lawrence every day. He understands what a player of this caliber is capable of. But I will say, I think Bryce has a little bit more running ability. Obviously, I think he does. Even though Lawrence was mobile, I mean, he was capable to run. But I think Bryce Underwood hasn't shown that yet. He hasn't seen that yet. So, but I do find it interesting. We all talked about it. We all talked about it all off season. Bryce Underwood is the greatest recruit to come out of high school since Trevor Lawrence, the greatest quarterback prospect to come out of high school since Trevor Lawrence. And then you have the defensive coordinator who went against Trevor Lawrence every day for like what, 3-4 years, and then he calls him. He reminds me of Trevor Lawrence. What greater compliment could you possibly give Bryce Underwood? And I'm telling you, I watched Saturday's game, and I'm like, that looks like Matt Stafford's arm. Yep. And Matt Stafford is considered one of the greatest arms to ever play quarterback.
It really impressed me.
In terms of talent.
I was really impressed. And like, even with JJ, and y'all know I'm a big JJ guy, right? He's right there. Okay. But here's the thing. Shout out Helen Hines Art, by the way, put that together. But here's the thing. Even with JJ, there were many times where I was like clenched, like, like, and there would be a rough, like, I didn't feel clenched or once with Bryce anyway, like with his ball. I mean, yeah, there were misses with the receivers. Same shit, different day on that front. But as far as Bryce, I felt like cool, collected, like Bryce and Chip Lindsey, just cool, collected.
Right. I had a confidence watching the game. The offense just looked so well. I was not worried. I mean, it was just so refreshing to see an offense move like this, man. This is the Sharon Moore vision. This balanced offense that has the ability to get you through the air, can get you on the run. I will say it's not in its peak form yet. Sharon Moore is looking for that dominating Joe Moore level offensive line. That's coming. They're investing in the offensive line, the Babalos, the Ty Haywoods, the Malachi Lees. That's coming, right? Defensively, we are looking for and they're getting it. Look at the Carter Meadows. I mean, Carter Meadows, we don't got to get into it. Like, that's another topic for another day, but the defensive line investment, the defensive back investment. I mean, like what we talked about. Mar, how the hell you calling me? And I'm doing a podcast. Anyway,
Mar, watch the show.
I know I saw him in here. Now you're calling me, but anyways, just I see the vision. You got this, like we talked about it last cycle. Michigan had an elite defensive back class, and then look at all these freshmen playing. And then Nate Marshall, and then you add the defensive line class they're about to get this year with Nate Marshall and Dominic Nichols. It's disgusting. Now, Brian Jean-Marie, figure it the fuck out. Like, figure it out, brother. Like, we need you to start landing some top dogs here, okay? And then this defense can be the nastiest shit ever. And then, like, it's all going according to plan. I see the vision, man. Sharon's really building something here.
Facts.
See this, Mar. Fucking, I see you. Calling me.
Mar, we're on the air, man. Shit. Just wait a couple minutes. All right. Elijah Bowman again. If anything, Jair Hill is my biggest concern. Having that one lockdown cornerback like Will Johnson helped our D-line, but we don't have that. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know, man. Maybe I'm in the minority. I'm not worried about Jair Hill yet. I thought he played great last year. He didn't forget how to play football, boys.
Yeah, we'll wait till next. We'll see what happens.
Let's talk after Saturday on that. I'm not out on Jair Hill. I'm not out.
Was 2023 Penn State as big as this game, like in terms of Oklahoma? I'm guessing you're asking.
What does he mean, like,
or like we ran a lot? I don't.
No, like as big as like maybe like how wasn't it though? We won the title in 23. Harbaugh was benched or suspended, man. I mean, I don't know. That was pretty big. I mean, it was pretty. That game, our national title depended on that game. I think there was more. What's the word I'm looking? Goddamn, why am I drawing blanks? I'm tired, but I would say there was more buzz. I don't know.
There was a lot. There was a lot. There was a lot of emotion happening because Jim Harbaugh was sitting on his couch, and
it's not the magnitude of the game. The magnitude of the game.
You know, he gave that post game press conference, that post game interview where he was saying how he loves Jim Harbaugh, he loves the university. That was so cool. A lot of runs. I don't know.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you say the magnitude of the game for Penn State? Look at the buildup, and you had all the rivals on our fucking back. I put the Penn State game above this Oklahoma, but the Oklahoma games. The reason why the Oklahoma game is so big is because this is a season decider here. Even though it's not a conference game, this is a playoff decider. You know, this is you win this game, you're in a good position. And obviously, like, if we lose, it doesn't mean we're out of the playoffs, but you don't want to lose it because then your margin of error is so much smaller. There's a lot of magnitude in this game. Like there's a lot of buzz in this game. I mean, obviously it's a night game. It's the biggest game of the weekend. It's Bryce Underwood's, even though he just played on national television, but this is the true national televised game of the week. There's a lot on this game. It's the biggest. In my opinion, this will be the biggest game next to Ohio State this year. This will be our second biggest game of the year.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a big one. Elijah, I feel better about this 34-17 over the 30-10 game.
30-10. What was 30-10?
I don't even remember.
Elijah, what are you doing to us? I feel better about this 34. So he's saying
Fresno State.
Oh, Fresno State. I got you. All right, he's talking about, okay, I got you. He's talking about New Mexico versus Fresno State.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
I agree. I'm with you there. Absolutely, I'm with you there.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. 100%. I didn't even know, dude, the way that Fresno State game went, I'm surprised we won 30-10. That game felt terrible.
Yeah, it did. Elijah says, did Nate Marshall go up the depth chart? Look, the way he played, I think he's going to.
I
don't know if he has already, but I think he's going to.
Listen, we talked before the season even started that the belief is that Nate Marshall's the next